idea of starting an online tutoring business in 2019? Maybe you're wondering what steps that you can take to get even more students this year than you did last year. Either way, you are in the right place. It all starts with a desire to want it and then go from there. Together, we can grow it. Now, if you've tried starting one in the past and didn't get very far, don't beat yourself up. Before I started tutoring online, I tried 5 different businesses and they were not a good fit for me. And when you have a community of people on your side, rooting you on 100% of the way and sharing what the next steps are, your only results are success. So hang out with us long enough and you're going to get the results that you want. Now, the big online tutoring companies, they want you to think that you should get paid only $10 to $20 an hour, but then they charge the client $50 to $100 to work with you. And personally, I think this is ridiculous. You guys are all worth more than a measly $10 to $20 per hour, no matter where you live. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to figure out how much you should charge so that you can create your dream online tutoring business and teach anyone in the world from anywhere in the world. Now, my goal for this YouTube live today is to help 2 kinds of people. For people that are just getting started and putting the initial pieces into place for their business, and those tutors that need to get prepared for their upcoming year to exceed what they accomplished last year. And my goal is to help you understand that by taking a few hours to plan out your entire year, you're going to have a map to direct your efforts. And the only way to create that map is through working with a team of tutors that can help guide you. All right, you guys, as you come on in, please introduce who you are, where you're from, and what you tutor. Now, I just want to point out that around, this time each year, I take some time to really analyze what my goals are going to be. And I revisit my business plan that I have in place, and I begin looking at what actions are going to guide me into getting the kinds of results that I want. Now, I can take a look at my income goals, increase them, and come up with a plan to get them. And every year since 2010, I have increased the amount of money that I make. And this is exactly what I want to help you guys do as well. Now, some of you may have heard that I'm going to be giving away a Hue HD Pro camera. Woo! So stay tuned so that you can learn what it is and how you can win one. Now, the very first step to creating a successful online tutoring business is to create a business plan. So if you are just getting started and have no idea how to create a business plan, then you're not alone. I had no idea how to do it in the beginning either. And every business book told me that I needed to have one, but they didn't really go through the details on what I needed to include. So I attended a couple of trainings, and many of the details that they included, they really didn't apply to online tutors. So I adapted a business plan that I now use with online tutors that takes all of the important pieces into consideration so that they can not only get the results that they're looking for, but they know exactly what results they want to get. Now, this very first thing that you can do is figure out how much money you want to make for the year. So next, you can then divide how much money you want to make by 52, or how many weeks that you want to work in the year, right? You might decide that you want to take 3 weeks off. In this case, then you would divide your number by 49. And this is going to give you a weekly goal. Then you can determine how many students you want to work with. Now, let's put some numbers in here to help us out. So let's say that you want to make $50,000 gross this year. And you're going to divide this number by the amount of weeks that you want to work. So let's say 49, so that you have 3 weeks off. Your goal would be to bring in $1,020 each week from tutoring. Well, now it's time to figure out how many students you would ideally like to work with. So if you like to work with 20 students, then you could charge $50 an hour and reach your goal. And if you're just getting started, you may not start the year off with 20 students, right? Your business needs time to grow so that you can take the actions that you would like to take. Now, at this point, many people tell me that they don't have a lot of time to market their business. But this can't be true. I mean, if you could work with 20 students, then you have at least 20 hours right now that you could be marketing your business. So as of today, you are going to put on your calendar where these students are going to fit. And then during this time, you're going to be taking the actions to get students so that you can reach your goals. There are a lot of great calendars out there. I personally love Gmail. It is so simple to use. I mean, I can add other calendars on there. I can invite people to join me for a meeting. I can add notes. It is absolutely incredible, you guys. And the best part is it's free. And when we are starting a business from scratch, like most of us are, free is our favorite word. If you guys, if free is your favorite word, on please put into the chat free. Now, the important thing is to map out what the exact times that you're going to be working on your business so that you can get those students that you want. Now comes the fun part, because once you get students, you can place the student's name in that spot. And now you only need to market your business 19 hours a week instead. And after a month, once you have, like, let's say your first 5 clients, you're going to be able to work on your marketing 15 hours a week. Now, using this method, it is absolutely possible to get 20 students in 3 months. In fact, Terry Grigsby is a great example of this. She even ended up getting 10 students in 1 week. She worked her butt off to get those 10 students. Have you ever heard of the story, you guys, of the 4-minute mile? So experts said for years that the human body was simply not capable of a 4-minute mile. It was dangerous. It was impossible. And further legend held that people had tried for over 1,000 years to break the barrier, even tying bulls behind them to increase the incentive to do the impossible. In the 1940s, the mile record was pushed to 4 minutes and 4 minutes and 1 second, and it just stood there for a really long time. Maybe the experts had it right. Perhaps the human body had reached its limit. Well, on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute barrier, running the distance of 3 minutes, 59 seconds. As part of his training, he relentlessly visualized the achievement in order to create a sense of certainty in his mind and his body. And barely a year after Bannister's accomplishment, someone else ran a mile in under 4 minutes. And then some more runners did. Now it's almost routine. Even strong high schoolers today run 4-minute miles. Terry Grigsby broke that 4-minute mile when she got 10 students in 1 week. And now that she's done it, others can do it too. Maybe you'd be happy to get 5 students a week so that you'd have 20 in your first month. That could be possible as well. Anything is possible. Now, I know that some of you are thinking it is going to be hard to get students, but if other tutors can do it, don't you think that it could be possible for you? I not only think so, I know so. Coming up with these numbers isn't the only thing that we need to take into consideration. We also need to plan out what actions we are going to take to get these students. But before you do that, you need to figure out who your ideal client is. So many people think that anyone could be their ideal client. And this couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, there are going to be people that are a better fit for you to work with than others. So in your business plan, you can figure out the age, the area the student is struggling with, where the student is located, if the student has any learning disabilities. You can also figure out the psychographics and see what your ideal client is thinking, saying, doing, hearing, feeling, dreaming, and fearing. And once you figure this out, you are well on your way to crafting a message that's going to get heard by your ideal client. If you skip this step, you're more likely to make the tutoring all about you instead of all about the child. And many people could care less about how much schooling you have and have had and how long you've been teaching. And while these are great things to mention casually in your content, you don't want to make them take over your message. Your message should be all about the needs of the child that is currently struggling and how you understand what they are going through. I mean, you can mention other students that you've worked with that struggled in this area and how you were able to help them. You can feature testimonials from parents of your ideal students, and they will share how you were able to bring their child from point A to point B. Now, the next thing you want to accomplish in your business plan is figuring out what your funnel is going to be. So a funnel is a path that clients will take to find you and the actions that they will take once they find you. An example of this funnel might be that someone finds your website through content that you've created and shared through social media. And once they get to your website, there is a video that you have created that welcomes them and invites them to download a freebie or set up an assessment. And when someone sets up a time for the free assessment, you meet during the decided time, do the assessment, and then have the sales conversation directly afterward with a parent. Then You choose a time to do the tutoring, share the assessment results, and share how payment works. What does your funnel look like? Some people will find you through search engine optimization if you set this up properly. Some will find you through videos, and others will find you from social media. The point is, nobody will find you by accident. You plan out all the ways that people can land on your website instead of letting it just sit out there and hope that people will accidentally find it. Now, these next steps are the marketing that you choose to put in place. In the business plan template that I have created, tutors can check all the different marketing tools they will employ, like a special report, a video course, an e-course, an e-book, maybe a quiz with instant results, templates, checklists, maybe a free checklist with the 10 most important things that you can do with your child to increase their blank. Maybe a free webinar. Maybe it's an ability to sample your work at no charge. Maybe it's a weekly email tip or a monthly newsletter with tips to increase your child's blank with video. Maybe it's a blog or a free consultation or a free assessment. Maybe it's a live video. Maybe it's Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube Live, guest post on a blog. Maybe it's podcasts, a guest on a podcast, networking with other tutors. Right now, live video, like you're experiencing right now, is one of the top ways that people are interacting positively with. They allow the client really who has that credit card to get to know you as a tutor, fall in love with you, and eventually hire you. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, it sounds like the business plan is going to take a ton of time to complete. There are so many details, but this can be done in 60 minutes or less. And it will ensure that you are focusing on the pieces of your business that will lead to students versus wasting your time on things that don't affect the bottom line. And this doesn't just work for me, you guys. Suzanne Davis has been spending the last couple of weeks updating her business plan for the new year. And she is taking the actions that she needs to in order to get clients. And she has been scheduling a new consultation each week and getting new clients to work with. She is an academic writing coach who has spoken many times in my conferences and during these YouTube lives. And she has her own Facebook Live as well that she posts to weekly and shares great content for her ideal clients. Now, the second step to creating the perfect online tutoring business for 2019 is believing that you can be successful. Do you remember when I mentioned how Terry Grigsby was just like the man who beat the 4-minute mile? Well, right before she had lost most of her students that she had. She was going through a really hard time in her life, and she was ready to quit online tutoring and get a job. And I asked her to write down how many students she wanted in the present tense and to visualize having those students. So she wrote down this number before she sat down at her computer each day. And after the first couple of days, she realized that just writing down this affirmation was not going to get her these students. So she began taking the right actions. Her affirmation would sound something like, I'm so grateful that I have 10 online tutoring students. She would then visualize herself working with those students. She would see it in her mind, believe it, and not only that, but she would reach it. She had no idea that this would all be possible in 1 week. And these are not typical results. However, once you start visualizing and you see yourself as having those results, anything is possible. I mean, just like Terry. Are you going to be the next Terry Grigsby? Maybe you set out to beat that 4-minute mile like she did. There are a lot of people who didn't believe that Terry could do it. And you may be thinking that you don't have what it takes to do it. But I promise you that those of you that stick around us, you're going to begin to change your mindset and be getting the results that you desire as well. Now, we have a winning community. And when you hang out with winners, do you know what happens? I bet you do. You win. Your thoughts are where everything starts, right here. And if you have any negative thoughts, you guys, about being successful or how much you can or should get paid, we need to change them. And here are the 2 most common thoughts I hear people verbalize. I'll never be able to get the amount of students that I want for my business, and no one will want to pay me a rate that will sustain my lifestyle. Now, we're going to try a strategy called the thank you and flip strategy. So start this by saying how grateful you are or thank the universe for what you're about to say. The example could be, thank you for the 20 students that I get to work with each week. No longer now are you focusing on what you can't do, but now you're visualizing yourself with the end result. Now, some of you are thinking, Joanne, this is crazy. It sounds like law of attraction stuff. It is law of attraction stuff. And I wouldn't be at this point in my business without it. And my favorite story of this working in my life was when my dishwasher broke down. So I had just started my online tutoring business, left my $50,000 a year teaching job, had 3 young children to care for, and we were putting a pool in our yard. And at first I thought, you know what, I can't quit my job because how are we going to pay for this pool that we've already purchased? But when I realized that that would not be a good reason to stay, I left. And instead I focused on being positive. And then our dishwasher broke. When it rains, it pours, right? Well, instead of taking that attitude, I decided to thank God for the new dishwasher I was going to get. I knew I didn't have the money for one, and I didn't worry about the details on how it was going to come. Instead, I just sat there doing the dishes every day and being grateful. So I would say, thank you, God, for the awesome opportunity to wash these dishes by hand. It is so relaxing. I enjoy the water slipping through my hands and the time that I get to spend with you. Also, thank you for the new dishwasher that you're going to send me. I don't know how you're going to get it to me, but I'm grateful for it. For 3 weeks, I washed the dishes by hand, and I repeated these thoughts, visualizing the new dishwasher in place of the old one that no longer worked. And then one day, I was asked to help a friend move. Now, I hate helping people move. But my other friend said, well, I'm going to be there, and so are a whole bunch of other people. It's going to take no time at all. I agreed, and that Saturday, I put my 3 kids in a car to go help this man move. And when I got there, people were leaving the house like they had won the lottery. I mean, it was seriously the strangest thing I'd ever seen. One person had a snowboard and was like running out of his car while like pumping his hands up over his head. And others had smiles on their faces as well. It was the weirdest thing. It was like they were like taking these things and putting them into their vehicles to bring them to their home and not this guy's house. And I totally didn't get it. I was confused. So I ran into my friend. We hugged. And all of a sudden, I heard someone shout out the back door, hey, does anyone need a dishwasher? And there's a brand new one here, but it's hardly been used. I looked at my friend and I said, I need a dishwasher. How do I let him know? She said, well, just ask him how much he'd like for it. So I said, Russ, I really need a dishwasher. Mine broke 3 weeks ago. How much can I pay you for it? He said $10. I looked at him in astonishment and I said, are you serious? He said, yes. I gave him the $10 and the guys in the house, they began to walk out to my car and put it in there. Now at the time I had a Chrysler minivan. So the back seats, they went down, kind of turning it into a utility vehicle. And they placed the dishwasher in my car and my heart felt like it was beating so hard in my body. I was beyond ecstatic. I felt like that kid with the snowboard. My kids, they kept asking, what's going on? And I said, do you remember how our dishwasher broke? And they said, yes. I said, well, we just got a brand new one. And it was beautiful, you guys. I'm never going to forget the look on my husband's face when I rolled up at the house with a dishwasher in the car. He was like, this thing is brand new. I'm like, I know. I kept thanking God for a brand new dishwasher while I was doing the dishes. And boy, did he deliver. And the universe would not have been able to deliver if I didn't listen to that inside voice telling me to help this man move, even though I really didn't want to. And it's the same thing inside of your business. You are going to hear like these voices inside of your head that are going to guide you in what actions to take. And then you need to take them. But it all starts with the belief that you can. If you don't believe that you can, and you can't visualize it, then you have some inner work that you need to focus on so that you can be successful. Now, I continue to do this inner work each month. I read books, I meditate, and I surround myself with other successful tutors. And this ensures that I keep a positive mental attitude. I mean, it is easy to get discouraged by your current situation and let your current situation determine your future results. And this is why I have always held a monthly conference. And these conferences were always meant to leave people feeling re-energized and ready to go for the next month. It would guide them on what actions to take and pump them up. And these conferences are being replaced by something even better, hands-on workshops. So during these workshops, tutors are able to get hands-on help and guidance, turn those negative thoughts into positive thoughts, and know exactly what actions to take. Now, the other negative comment that many tutors will verbalize is that people won't want to pay them what they are worth. So the teaching community is one of the most underpaid professions, right? But thanks to tutors really breaking boundaries in this field, no longer does this have to be the case. And I started charging $40 an hour, and I was scared if people would be able to pay that. And when I found out that not only would they be able to pay that, but they would also refer their friends, I was over the moon excited. I had no idea if I could make this a career myself. I desperately wanted to, but I had no idea if I could. And I soon realized that, yes, I can, and I can even charge more for my services. So today I charge $75 an hour, and sometimes I'm working with kids as young as 3 and 4 years old. And this not only works for me, but other amazing tutors all over the world as well. Elaine Lingard, she messaged me and she said that between her in-person students in her tutoring center and her online students, that she was averaging around $62 an hour. This is awesome. And this year, Terry Grigsby increased her rate to $60 an hour from $50 an hour, and no one complained that this was just crazy. They just accepted it and they paid her. And I'm so glad that these women took that bold move to believe that they could get paid this and began charging it. I mean, these ladies, they struggled with their own thoughts that people would not be willing to pay them these rates, just as I did. But by turning their statement into an I am so grateful to be getting paid X amount per hour, they were able to visualize it, communicate it, and get paid it. And this all starts with the belief that you can be successful. Even Sindhu Bharati, who is from India, thought that this wouldn't be possible in the beginning. She thought that she would get like 10 to 15 students getting paid $10 an hour. Today, she has 7 students and she's getting paid $40 an hour. And she is exceeding the mindset of many tutors in India. And I am so glad that she decided to join us on this journey. She is an incredible tutor and worth more than what the average tutor would get paid. Now, many tutors have no idea where these negative thoughts have come from. I mean, they tell me that they used to be positive. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where they come from. The only thing that matters is what you do with them. So I examine these thoughts with online tutors all the time, and we turn them around so that they can begin achieving success in their online tutoring business. Now, before I share the third step, I am excited to announce that the Hue Company is giving away one free Hue HD Pro document camera to one lucky person in this group. What is it? This is a webcam and a document camera rolled all into one. And this tool allows you to plug it in, take videos, and share books or your writing that you're doing on actual paper instead of a tablet. That is like kind of hard to write on for some people. In fact, I have named this tool the #1 tool for 2019 for online tutors. Imagine being able to use it as a webcam and then tilt it down to share how to do a math problem. I mean, the ease that this tool makes it to switch from one activity to the next is incredible. And I'm excited that one lucky member is going to get this absolutely free. You do not have to be a paid member to enter and win. You just need to be a member either of the Ultimate Support Group for Online on Facebook and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss the announcement on Valentine's Day when I reveal who the lucky winner is. Now, if you check it out, you can see that this tool is $79.95 on Amazon. But by entering the raffle, you could be the lucky person chosen to get it delivered to you for free, no matter where you live in the world. So stay tuned to hear how you can enter this raffle and be chosen. Now, the third step to creating the perfect online tutoring business for 2019 is to create a checklist of the actions that you need to take. And this is going to be different for you if you are just getting started, reevaluating where you are in your business or have been in business for years and want to exceed the results that you have gotten in the past. Now, a new online tutor needs to start from the beginning. And you need to decide if you are going to be a sole proprietor, an LLC, or a corporation. So a sole proprietor is the easiest one to set up. In fact, there is nothing you need to do. On your taxes, you could just claim that you are a sole proprietor. And you can choose to register your business as an LLC if you want to. This is going to protect any assets that you personally own. So if you have a fear that you may get sued, then setting up an LLC means that whoever sues you can only go after the things owned by the business, and your house and your car and all those kinds of things, they can't be taken away from you. However, the odds of someone suing you for your online tutoring services are pretty low. I mean, think about it. the parent can see everything that is happening during the tutoring session. If they're unhappy with the services, they pretty much are just going to find another tutor, or in the worst case, ask for a refund, which no one has ever asked me for a refund. The other level is the corporation. And this is where like you have a board of trustees and there are certain rules that you have to apply to, how you do business. Now, once you corporate, you can never go back down to like an LLC or a sole proprietor. So do your research to determine if this really is the route that you want to take. It would only be something that I would consider if I had a ton of tutors or employees. And today, I'm still a sole proprietor, and it has worked well. My husband and I, discuss each year if it's time to move to a different format and analyze with a pros, cons list to make our decision. And this is a great tool for you as well when you're making your decision using a pros, cons list. Other items on the checklist to think about are like what tools you're going to use to teach and how you're going to get paid. And some people need to create a website and others need to update their website. And you need to think about what resources you need to teach and how will you store those resources. And when I first got started, I used Dropbox to store my students' resources. And I have since moved to OneDrive because it is a Microsoft product. So I was on the paid Dropbox subscription. But when I got my Surface Pro, I needed to pay for Excel, Word, and PowerPoint since many of my resources were already in that format. So it was going to cost the same amount as my Dropbox subscription. So I dropped that and I moved my files to OneDrive where I have 1 TB of storage. So that is 1,000 gigabytes, more than enough storage to like support my entire lifetime as an online tutor. But don't worry, I have created an easy checklist for everyone that you can edit and adapt. And if you stay till the end, you're going to see how you can get that checklist for free. So oftentimes people ask me, well, what do I need to do in order to start an online tutoring business? Well, this checklist is the answer to that question because it's going to guide you into every single thing that you need to think about. Now, when I first got started, I had no idea what I needed to put into place either. I had to figure it out and decide when I was going to take action on it. That was all up to me. And as I began working with other tutors, I realized that people wanted like the step-by-step checklist of what pieces they needed to put into place. I had so many people asking me for something like this, and I was like, that makes total sense. I wish I had that in place as well. So I often have tutors tell me that they don't know what to focus on when they're setting up their business. So having a checklist of all the specific pieces is one of the most invaluable tools that you can possibly have in place. Now, when you set up your daily to-do list, you can take a look at your checklist, see which pieces you still need to work on, and you can put it all into place. Now, many of us have people in our lives that are trying to be helpful, and they think that they know what we need to do. I remember when I was first getting started, my husband would make suggestions that would actually veer away from what my personal ideal goal was. I would have people tell me what kind of business I should set up. So I love crocheting, right? And my aunt, who I adore, suggested that I should sell my blankets that I make. But what she didn't realize is that I needed to have a business that people actually wanted what it was that I was providing. People don't want homemade crocheted blankets anymore. They want the super soft and cozy blankets from the store that are affordable. And for me to make a blanket, it costs about $50 in supplies at least, and about 40 hours in time. And people don't want to pay $1,000 to $2,000 for a blanket. In fact, it's hard to even get them to pay $100 or $200 a blanket. My aunt was trying to be helpful, but she didn't understand why I wanted to start tutoring online. I mean, she tried to take me off task, and many helpful people in your life, they might do the same thing. Don't listen to them. Stick to the checklist. Stay focused. Surround yourself with other successful people starting their online tutoring business. And when you stay on task and on course, it's going to help you with building your business faster. Now, some tutors, they get thrown off course by other online suggestions. Elaine Lingard almost did. She kept seeing all these other courses online about creating courses, and this wasn't quite what Elaine wanted to do. She really wanted to keep her tutoring center and make money during the day by tutoring online. And when she found our community, she realized that this was exactly what she was looking for. And she stayed on track. She put the pieces into place for her business, and now she is booked solid in both her in-person tuition center and her online tutoring. And oftentimes I hear people say that they don't know how to get found online. And the only thing that they can think of is to put their names on lists, work for other companies that will take a chunk of their pay, or do some kind of paid advertising. However, I don't use any of these tactics anymore. I put my name on Wyzant in the beginning, but once I figured out that I had to drive traffic to their website, figured that it would be more advantageous to point people to my website and not someone else's where there's a ton of other tutors. So I put my name on Thumbtack for a while and got a couple of students, but I mean, they have recently even changed their system to charge me whenever they send my name to someone without my approval for each one. So I personally did not like this new system, and I just removed my credit card from their file so that they couldn't do that anymore. So until they come up with a better system, I'm out. And things like Facebook ads and Google ads are the biggest time waster. You're just gonna watch like your money seriously like drain without any real leads. And there are so many programs out there that say, we have the magic formula. All you need to do is put in $1 and you'll be able to make $4. This is a pipe dream. I bought into some of those programs, and not one of them had the secret formula. I mean, while I was more knowledgeable about how to create the ads did not help me get any viable leads. So the checklist does not focus on these methods. Instead, it focuses on you creating a name for yourself and setting yourself up as an expert. And there are so many different ways that you can do this online for free. And since most online tutors getting started don't have a ton of extra money to put into a business, this is the most cost-effective way to do that. The 4 main ways that people are right now getting the word out there is through video, blogging, podcasting, and SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. And the way that you decide which way is going to be the best way for creating content is based on how does your ideal client take in their information online, and what do you feel most comfortable with? For example, if I'm working with ESL students, they probably are not going to take in their information through blogs. You know, they might prefer a podcast or videos. So Suzanne Davis utilizes Facebook Lives and blogs because her ideal client is the college or graduate student who wants to improve their academic writing. And so that's a great fit for her. Now you need to decide which is the best way that your ideal client takes in information. You may not know yet until you create your business plan, and that is okay. It is something to take into consideration. By optimizing your content for Google, you will allow your content to get found. You'll point people to your website so that they can learn more about you and contact you. Having this checklist is a great way to really take a look at what you need to focus on. And I have had so many people tell me that now that they are self-employed, they are struggling with being productive. Well, part of this stems from the fact that they don't know what to focus on. By having this checklist, you not only know what you need to focus on, but you have a plan for putting it into action. And this increases your productivity and your ability to book your online tutoring business solid with the amount of students that you want. So let me ask you guys a question. If you followed what I showed you in step number 1, and you created a business plan, and then you did what I showed you in secret number 2, and you developed a success mindset, and then you used step number 3, and you created a customized checklist of what you needed to focus on in your business, do you think that you could have a successful online tutoring business in 2019? Type yes or no in the chats or comments. I'm going to take a look over here, guys, because I know I haven't been able to come on into the chat, but I have it saved right on over here. Let's see. We're going to open it up over here. We've got lots of people in the house. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. We got Ann Mitchell, Terry Grigsby. Woot, woot. All right. Yes, free is Terry's favorite 4-letter word. I hope nobody has a bad favorite 4-letter word. Vanessa said hello. She currently is a math online tutor, spending her winter in Arizona. We got Cynthia Court in the house. She is a dyslexia reading and writing tutor in Alaska. We've got Catherine Walker. Welcome. Glad that you guys are all here. This is awesome. Terry Grigsby, I love it. You're going to be the next Terry Grigsby? No way. I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. And you are definitely on your way to being there. We're all going to break that 4-minute mile, right? I love it. Terry said, I just got my first client that never discussed my price. Don't you love that? That's so awesome. When you just like move forward, just go, and they don't even know how much you cost. They're just willing to pay whatever it is. That's awesome. I love that. I love it. I love it. You guys are fantastic. I'm glad that you are here, Elaine. Welcome, welcome. You guys, I just love this community. This is just absolutely a fantastic place to be able to hang out and be with you guys. So I see lots of people saying yes, yes, yes. I will be able to do this. Yes, you will. Are you guys excited about what we've been talking about over, the last 36 minutes or so? If you are, tell me, type in that you are excited about this, because this is really exciting stuff. And I know that some of you might be feeling a little overwhelmed because we really have covered a lot of content here inside of this. You may have to rewatch it so that you can really take notes and realize, what we've talked about. Well, hopefully, I want you guys to all feel optimistic, because there are a lot of things that you can put in place. But when you have the right guidance, it's really easy to do. And that's why I am going to introduce you to the next conference that's going to be in a workshop form. Now, if you guys are already a member, type member, woo, woo, I'm a member, you get this free. This workshop is free. It's going to be next Friday at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, don't worry. I am only opening up 10 spots for those of you who are not members. And I'm also throwing in some bonuses that I'm going to be giving to members and those 10 guests that decide to join us. Once those 10 spots fill up, they're gone. I will not be opening up the door to anybody else unless you're a member. Now, first, you are going to get access to the workshop next week. And during this time, we're going to work on your business plan so that you have a completely thought out success plan for the year. You're going to get to figure out what keywords are going to help you get found for your tutoring services so that people from all over the world will be able to find you. We're going to practice visualization techniques so that you can get the results that you want with your business. And we're going to break the barriers that could be blocking you. And you're going to get my personal help. You're going to get time to meet and work with other online tutors. You're going to leave with a completed business plan and a successful funnel in 3 hours or less. How awesome is that? Awesome. I hope you guys are excited about this. Now, Dana K. Brenner, she mentioned that she enjoys all of the conferences. She said she loves how the group has grown and everyone's contribution to helping each other. She said that she can't say enough good things about the people that we have in our community. And then there is Ato Rana, who mentioned that these conferences keep getting better and better. And he's been a member of our group since the beginning. So he has a lot of experience with them. And then we also have Meryl Weaver. She said that the conferences keep her up to date and inspired to go beyond her comfort zone of the status quo. And she always looks forward to challenging herself and learning more at these conferences. All right, so now to work with me personally, you guys, one-on-one, it usually costs people $100 an hour. You're going to get 3 hours to work with me, guiding you step by step. So this workshop is a total value of $300. Not only that, but you're going to get access to the workshop. You're also going to get free replays of the conference. So if you want to have something to look back on afterwards, this is going to be priceless. Now, some people, they may not actually be able to attend live and get that one-on-one feedback because maybe they're working in school or maybe they're tutoring during that time. No worries. You're still going to be able to watch it at your convenience and see how other people really attempted their business plans and the things that they took into consideration so that it will be like your own personal tool to guide you. And this is a total value of $100. In addition to that, I'm also throwing into this workshop business plan template for you. All you need to do is fill in the blanks. And when I first got started, I had no idea what to put in my business plan. But now that I have been running an online tutoring business for 9 years, I include all of the information that is important for me to think about on a yearly basis. So now this isn't a create it once and then you're done document. This is a tool that gets updated yearly so that you can reevaluate what your goals are. And this is a total value of $97, and I'm throwing that into the mix as well. Now, in addition to that, I mentioned before, how powerful it is to have a success mindset. Well, I have put together a Supercharge Your Thoughts workbook for you to evaluate your thoughts, turn them into thoughts of success. And this is a 27-page workbook that you're going to get to learn about. You're really creating a successful environment for your online tutoring business. You're going to learn some different habits, and you're going to be able to identify success habits that are going to create a business mindset that can't fail. This is a $47 workbook that you're going to get absolutely free. Woohoo! Remember, as members, if you're already a member, you get this already. Nothing. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to click on anything. Your seat is always saved. So far in this work, you're going to be able to get the workshop, the replays, the business plan, the success workbook, and I'm also throwing in a customizable checklist that's going to help you focus on the right steps. And this tool is invaluable, and it has taken me years to create it, to edit it, and to focus on the right actions that new tutors and existing tutors need to focus on. And this tool is a $100 value. Now, as you can see, once we add all of these resources, it is a total value of $644. And I am only opening this up to 10 guests that are not members already that would like to join us as we have this workshop. Now, I'm not going to charge you guys $644, but if I did, and all it did was get you organized so you knew what actions to take, would it be worth that? If all this workshop did was point you in the right direction to get found by students all over the world, would it be worth it? If all this workshop did was put you in the right mindset to believe in yourself as an online tutor and start charging what you're worth, would it be worth $644? You can see how this is not a cost, that it's an investment. And an investment is going to help you to make money, not lose money. So now that you've seen how it's worth $644, there is a special offer right now for the first 10 people to sign on up, and you're going to be able to get this workshop for just $97. Now, once these guest spots are filled, the doors are going to be closed. I care about your success, so come join us today. There's a link in the description, and I'm also going to add it into the chat here. You're going to want to click on this so that you don't miss your opportunity to join us. You're also going to notice that in the description is a link to enter the raffle for the Hue HD camera. And to qualify, all you need to do is subscribe to this channel. If you've already subscribed, just fill out the form and you could be the lucky winner. That's all there is to it. Super simple. I'm going to be announcing the winner on Valentine's Day. What better way to celebrate together, right? Now, at this point, I'm going to open it up to any questions that you have, and I'm going to add that information into the chat, just like I had mentioned. So let me grab those links for you, and feel free to type in any questions that you have on any of the content that we've covered here. So I'm going to grab that link so that you can join us. Put it on into our chat on over here. Having to go to multiple spots on my computer. It's loading. And dun da da da. It's got half the chat. Half the chat is there. Half the chat. Come on, chat. I don't want to hide the chat. There we go. Now I can put it on in there. There we go. So there's the link that you guys can click on to join us. Oh, hey, Suzanne's in the house. It's definitely, the business plan is a great template. And I've made a couple of changes to it, not too many, that will take into consideration all the things that we need to take. I'm glad that you guys are excited about this. This is really, really awesome stuff. So I'm glad that you guys have decided. Those of you who are members, I appreciate you so much. I'm glad that you are members. And for those of you who are on, you're thinking about like joining us for this conference, or you're thinking about becoming a member, this is going to be like the best investment that you make in your business. And I'm not saying that because I run it, but that's because that's what other people tell me inside of this group, that they just absolutely love being a member and they can't imagine their business without it. So definitely take a look. Now, I'm also going to put in here the link so that you can get right access to it, to the enter the contest so that you get the opportunity. Now, I'm using a randomizer to be able to pick the winner of the contest. I am not going to be playing any favorite cards at all. So I'm going to take all of the names of the people who fill out the form, and it's going to go into a randomizer, and it's randomly going to select one person. I'll verify that that person has subscribed to the channel and that they are a member of the Insider Secret, not the Insider Secrets, of the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors. And then you have the opportunity to win. So that's that. So I'm very excited. Next week, I'm going to be receiving my very own camera, and I'm going to be unboxing it. I'm going to be sharing how it works and how I plan to use it within my tutoring business. And I'm also giving them the award. Right now, Atal Rana is out there in the UK, and he is giving them their 2019 Best Resource Award from the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors, because I really do think that this is like a one tool that a tutor absolutely must have for their business if they're just getting started. Absolutely, hands down. So I'm excited to share with you guys how I plan on using it. So other than that, I'm so glad that you guys were able to join us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.